you know. Girl, don't touch.
What's up, guys? This is House.Of.Zeek and Zeke speaking, and this is Zaya, and we're here doing a Q&A for ourselves, and we're gonna start right now. A little bit more enthusiastic for today because I didn't get no sleep, so I got enough today. Anyways.
Yeah, let's get into it. First question: what's your middle name and how did you get it?
My middle name is Tashala, but a lot of my good friends call me Ashala. The name came to me when I was a young kid, and I grew up with no dad, so to get a father figure or some type of figure that I can imagine myself being, I used to read a lot of Black Panther books. I was aware that black was a perception in the mind because a lot of people weren't really like in tune with themselves, and it was like a bunch of grown-ups that were actually still children. So the only place I can get away to actually get a good moderation of how to become a man was actually Black Panther, seeing the things that he went through, and I felt like the perception of a man based out of what he goes through and how he goes through certain things in his life builds the experience of how they interact with the world and reality. And not a lot of people can break those walls down, and it's to the point where at a young age I felt as though that you had to actually be self-aware of who you are and how you go about certain things. And not many people give a shit about that because they just go with the flow, and it's not really like that. I was just naive to a point where I let people, progress to a point in their lives where they continue doing the things that they do, and they never self-evaluate themselves. And I felt like looking at people who self-value themselves, like kings, emperors, conquerors, mavericks, and people who are just really good at being individualistic and owning their own shit. And that's how it came up to me. Inshallah.
Second question: when you wake up, what are the first three things that you do?
Recently, since quarantine started, the three things I recently started doing was actually waking up and working out on a consistent basis. And it went to the point where I started working out 2 times a day. And my second thing is actually reading, being observant with the way that the world's working and trying to figure out how to invest in myself a lot more. And the third thing is investing in these paintings that I've been putting a lot of effort into, and we call them portals, so everybody can actually see a different perspective on how they see the painting besides what I'm actually putting on the painting. So those are practically the 3 things that I do. I do different things every day. It's never consistent to the point, but it's along the lines that it stays in between those areas.
Okay, third question: biggest fear?
I don't have any fears, I can say. At this point in my life, I've gone to the point where I used to give a shit about how people treated me based off of how I, self-analyze myself and my self-awareness. But it's to the point that people don't know how to treat people based off of what they don't give a fuck about if they don't know themselves. So I'm with all the smoke of when I'm trying to figure out who I am. I don't really give a shit about people's, or let's just say, stay on the topic, fear. Fear is an illusion. The more that you sit there and you contemplate on certain things instead of acting on it based off of people's criticism, lust, manipulation, baiting, and practically setting traps for you, it gets to the point where the ego is a big dimension, where a playground for people who get lost in it, and they're just painting a facade and not being themselves. So I don't have fears. I try to stay away to the point where I conquer them, like even confronting people in general. And it's to the point where you need to conquer your fears, and if you can't conquer them, then you know, you settle for less and you deal with what the rewards and benefits that come with fear.
Okay, fourth question is how old are you?
I currently am 32, but I look like the age that I am. I like to say I'm immortal or a vampire or something like that. But in regards to it, I haven't been prettied up lately, so this is the look I'm rocking right now until we get to that point.
Fourth question is where are you from?
Where am I from, ethnicity wise, or where am I from, uh, where I reside, or like where I grew up as an environment?
Where you grew up as an environment?
I grew up around the East Coast and the RI area in the Providence, and we can say we were at one point we lived mostly around almost every side besides Warwick or any place like that, but mostly South Side, North Side, Mount Pleasant area, and then in the Cranston area at one point. So, but mostly around that area, and that's what seeing and experiencing how I grew up is something that you know carried a lot of weight for me to stay away from certain things and just focus on me.
Okay. Fifth question. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do have brothers and sisters, but in regards of them being brothers and sisters, yeah, one brother, one sister, and an older brother.
Sixth question. What type of music do you listen to?
I listen to music that I can relate to and music that can actually
Benefit you?
well, how it would benefit me besides me acting upon it. So not necessarily benefit, but anything. I'm like a DJ, so some days I listen to. I won't listen to country like right off the bat, but there's like alternative, there's rap, there's hip hop, there's house, there's deep house, there's techno, there's trance, there's rock, there's punk, there's metal. You know, all those genres fit. Like when I'm working out, I listen to something that's high intensity, or I listen to opera if I feel like I have a killer intent. So it depends on how I want to attack my day or whatever comes up.
Okay. Do you play any musical instruments?
Um, musical instruments. At the current moment, I should dabble in them again, but I did play a trumpet. I still have it, and I still have my guitar. And I'm in the process of learning "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" on my guitar, as well as trying to find time to play the trumpet. But it's not something I can't relearn anymore. But the music instrument that I actually consistently do at the moment is my voice. I'm constantly writing songs, and if you hear this song on our YouTube channel, it's one of the songs I created with a person called King Neptune. In regards to it, I have a couple more songs that I'm releasing, and I'm actually painting a cover art for it and working with a producer at Jamaica. But the instrument that I actually use is my voice and melodies and stuff like that. So yeah, my instrument at the current moment in my life is my voice. Thanks for watching our show and watching the channel, previewing what we're doing. This is our second episode. If you have any questions, leave it at the comment section. And if you want to support the channel, please hit us up with our Cash App. It's our RSVP Zeek's RSVPs, and that's at our Cash App. And if you want to message us to get that, and feel free to hit the email at House.Of.Zeek's management at gmail.com, and that's House.Of.Zeek's management at gmail.com. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Always keep dreaming, always keep pushing, and see you next time in the next episode.